All right, welcome to this episode of the Joyful Business Podcast. Today's topic is Chat GPT, specifically how to leverage it in your marketing to attract high quality clients. Now, disclaimer, if you know me and you've been following me, you know that I personally am not a fan of Chat GPT. Let me tell you, it's a matter of principle that I personally don't use it. But my guest today, who I greatly admire, and I'll introduce in a moment, I wanted to feature her and expose you to her perspective on it, okay? Because I may not be right, okay? So because as the CEO, you get to decide what strategies you will implement in your business. No strategy is right. No strategy is wrong. It's up to you. So let me introduce my guest, Lindsey Anderson. Lindsey is an accomplished online business consultant with over 20 years of experience as a digital marketing business owner and expert. Leveraging her deep knowledge in marketing and sales, Lindsey helps brands reach their dream clients and scale their business online through her proven strategies, systems, and sale methodologies. And in particular, I so appreciate her unlaunch method. Okay, she is the authority. All right. So Lindsey is also a best-selling author and podcast host. Let's welcome her to the show.
Judy, hi.
Are you ready for this?
I am so ready. I love, this is what I love about you, Judy, and why we resonate so well, because you're willing to look at all the different angles. You know what you believe, but you're also willing to welcome all these other things. And I think that's one I really admire about you.
Thank you, sister. Love you. Love you. I totally love you. All right. I've worked with Lindsey. She's amazing. Okay. So let's start here. For those that don't know you, before we get into ChatGPT, can we have just like a thumbnail sketch of how you got here?
Yeah, so I'm a digital marketing expert for the last 20 years. I run my own digital marketing agency, and I still do that to help people really scale. We run ads, we do landing pages, email marketing, all those things to systemize the marketing and sales for your business. But I also have a coaching business where I help coach and consult people who are using social media to create a sales and marketing system. So I help people in all the ways, Judy.
Yes, you do. And if we have time, maybe we'll talk about some social media, but let's start with Chat GPT. Now, for those that may not know, we always hear about it, but what
Yeah.
really is it? Is it a software? Is it a website? Help us just get to the basics first.
Yeah, so ChatGPT, it is a piece of software. If you haven't been there before, it's the easiest piece of software you'll ever use. It is one page. You go to go to Google, type in ChatGPT, click on the thing, and you will be met with one box. And in this box, you'll be able to type in any question, anything you want, and you'll be able to get feedback from ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, the real hot, like what it does is it basically interprets all of the information that's on the web and it returns back to you in human language. So it takes all of the stuff out there and it comes back to you and delivers it in human language form because it basically operates off what is usually the next word after this. And because it's a computer program, it actually knows that. So you can get really great answers from ChatGPT. And I use it in all areas of my life. I love it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that. Can I ask a kind of side question, but I think it's related?
Sure.
Lately, when I do a search in Google, it'll say something will pop up and say, "Do you want AI to figure this out, or do you want an AI thing?" Have you seen that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, is that like a sister or brother of
Yeah,
ChatGPT?
like all of this is all related and it's moving so quickly. And eventually you'll just get like we'll get like Chat GPT AI results because really it's just like getting humans the answer as fast as possible. Like who likes to look through Google results when you can just have the answer right there?
So interesting. Okay, so how can we leverage AI tools like ChatGPT in our marketing in order to draw out those high quality clients we all love?
Yes. And so, and I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, Judy, but that's your real, would you summarize what your real, why you don't like to use ChatGPT? Do you mind
Okay.
summarizing that so that we're all starting on the same place here?
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so my beef with ChatGPT is that in my experience, and I admit that it's limited, um, that what it dumps out could be helpful, but I personally believe that no computer, no matter how great the algorithm, whatever they have in their coffers, it can never be as good as what comes out of our brain because
Yes.
we are made in the image of Christ. And so for me, that might, and I say might, that I can see how that could be useful, but I would never want to rely on it because some of the things that I've seen come out and clients say, this is Chat GPT, or friends of mine say that. And I'm like, ooh, sounds pretty generic. Sounds pretty
Mhm.
superficial.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's the concern that many, many people have. And I totally agree. And to combat that, okay, I have what I call the 20-60-20 rule of ChatGPT. And so when you go in with the 20-60-20 rule, then some of these concerns are alleviated because you have to understand how you're approaching it so that you can get the very best results. So what that means is 20% of what you give ChatGPT is all about the prompts. You can't just sit down at ChatGPT and say, write me 5 Instagram posts about how to help Christian women scale their online business. Like, it's not going to give you anything. It's going to be super lame. It's a lame prompt. Okay. So you really want to take your prompts seriously. And when you prompt ChatGPT, you're going to give it a couple of things. You're going to give it your expertise. You're going to tell it how you help people. You're going to tell it about your clients and what their obstacles are. And when you give it a nice long prompt like that, what comes out is a whole lot more specific than the first prompt that I gave an example here. So when we're prompting ChatGPT, and when I teach my clients how to do this, we're always storing those prompts somewhere because you don't want to sit down and like, oh my gosh, I have to write this out again. No, it's copy and paste. Here's my client. Here's what I do. Here's my voice. So 20% is prompts. Then 60% and only 60% ChatGPT will do. 60, 70. I'm making sure I'm getting to 100 here. 60% ChatGPT will do. Only 60. And what that will do is help you organize your ideas. It might give you some other thought paths or other things to consider that you can actually start using. And then it's very important that that last 20% is from you. You add emotions, you add feelings, you add your own jargon, you add your own verbiage. And on the other side, people will think it's a more organized version of you if you use ChatGPT to kind of support you. And so when you go in with that way, then yeah, Judy's right. You do not want to just copy and paste from ChatGPT. Everyone can see right through that. But ChatGPT is a really great tool for brainstorming, just getting you started. If you don't know really like how to word or connect these two ideas, talking with ChatGPT like you would a VA or a team member who understands context can be a very useful way of utilizing ChatGPT.
That's so interesting. Okay, I can see everything that you're saying. Okay, so good. All right. So how do you personally use ChatGPT in your business? In other words, do you use it as you create social content? Do you use it to put offers together? Like, just if you wouldn't mind kind of
Yeah, I'll
giving.
give you the whole list because myself and I make sure my team understands how to use ChatGPT because it can improve your productivity by over 60%. We're looking like at a 75% productivity increase when you use it correctly. So several things that we have ChatGPT do. Obviously, when I'm brainstorming content, here's how I help my clients. I'll give it that prompt about my clients, and then I'll say, give me 20 example hooks. And it will give you all the hooks. Now, do I like them all? Absolutely not. But are there 3 or 4 shining stars? Yeah, that I didn't think about? Absolutely. So then I'll take those and I'll put them in. I will have ChatGPT write captions for me. It will, and that's 20-60-20. It will, I'll take the transcript of, say, a 90-second talking head, and I'll put the transcript in ChatGPT. And I will say, using as much of my voice as possible, as many words from me as possible, please write me a 3-sentence caption for Instagram. Act as if you are an Instagram marketing expert. Then it will spit it out. And that gives me I very rarely have to go back to it because it's using my words already. And it makes it so much easier. In fact, I don't write a lot of my captions. My team does using this tool because it's my words. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm just blown away. Okay, like I'm still not sold, but I'm way further.
Oh, well, okay. How long do we have left? We have 20 more minutes. Okay. Now you are a lawyer. I don't know that I can I don't think that I can be as skilled as you this way, but I'm going to try. Give me some tips. Um,
Yeah, so you use it to create content, to write
everything.
captions. What else?
Everything. Write emails. So I have a client, they had, like, how do I tell a client that I can't meet today but tomorrow professionally, right? Like, I mean, obviously I know how, but like if there's a situation, I will have it write captions for my course or my videos. I'll turn on the AI for Zoom because Zoom has a great AI feature. We can copy and paste that for ChatGPT to give us summary points to improve our sales calls. So hey, here's the transcript. tell me other things I could have said during the sales call to improve my conversion rate, to make me a better salesperson.
Wait. Okay. Now that I didn't expect. Okay, that's blowing my mind. Okay, I so don't trust it, but it's interesting. I want to find out more. And I so appreciate you understanding and being willing when I'm coming at you kind of like devil's advocate, right?
That's fine,
So,
Judy. I get it. I get it. And Judy, also, you say, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I agree, Judy. Like the AI is moving so fast. It's iffy. It's big tech. Yeah, you don't want to give it like all of your information. I also believe like you should always be really polite to ChatGPT because like it's listening, So like I get what you're saying, but
yeah.
if you can use it, it can really be a benefit. Like if you choose to use it, it can be a real benefit for your business.
Yeah. Okay. So what you just said, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I was blown away by what you just said. It sounded like ChatGPT has some sort of sales expertise
It's
to,
read every sales book. It knows every sales article on the web. Yeah.
oh my goodness. Okay.
It
Okay.
knows everything. Like it knows everything.
Okay. So that it, okay, can I just say this? So there's different sales approaches. There is the Jeremy Minor way. It is very, Jeremy Minor.
Yes.
Okay. And then there's the Judy Weber way. I don't know that AI would know the Judy Weber way, but there's different approaches to sales. So how does it discern, or is it an amalgamation of everything it's
Yeah,
read?
so you want to go so this is also here's a big tip about ChatGPT, okay? You want to talk to it like it's your team member. And so what does that mean? It means if you ask it one question and it's like gives you some answer you hate or is off track, you don't close your computer and be like ChatGPT sucks, okay? Instead, just like you would because you didn't give it context. That's your fault, not ChatGPT's. Just like when your team does it wrong, it's because you didn't give them the right context. So if it comes back you go back to it with actually I'm looking for more of a soft and authentic sales approach. Can you give me some tips along that? So you just talk to it. It knows everything.
Wow. I don't want to say it knows everything. It has
On the web, I mean, the web has all the information, like, I mean, it just has a bigger context than we do. It
I
knows what's in the books. It knows everything.
yeah, see, I don't to say that it knows, okay, I'm making a very I'm splitting hairs
Okay,
because
yeah, and I think I'm going to agree with you on that. I'm saying factual, like what's on the web, it knows what's out there.
see, I to say that it knows to me personifies it, so I'm not going to personify
Sorry.
it.
Okay, fine.
I would
It
say it has in its coffer certain information.
has access to every book that's ever been written that's on the web that's been published in the last X years. Yeah, so using that knowledge you can ask it questions and then using your brain. Okay. One of the most famous things that happened with ChatGPT that really shone a light on, you can't believe ChatGPT. Okay. ChatGPT will, if you have marketing and sales problems before ChatGPT, you will have it after all day long. Okay. It's not going to solve anything like that. It'll just make you a better version of yourself. And you have to use your expertise. If you're not an expert and you're trying to get ChatGPT to make it that you are, it won't work. So you have to always apply your expertise. So for example, there was this famous case right when ChatGPT came out that this lawyer went to Chat, and you'll appreciate this. The lawyer went to ChatGPT and said, give me some example cases. ChatGPT came back. He goes to court with these cases and they didn't even exist.
Wow.
He got super in trouble,
Say,
as you can imagine.
yeah, malpractice right there, but yeah.
Yes. And so the key is, and the reason why it does that is not because it's dumb or it's trying to trick you. It is guessing what the next word is so it can like go off track. It is not a perfect tool. It is for you to apply your expertise to. So you don't want to be in that situation. But then on the other hand, okay, my son was in my office a couple of days ago and he made homemade slime. And he's like, hey, mom, check out this homemade slime, which is Elmer's glue and food coloring. Okay. He's like, look at this. And it drops down all over the carpet. And I'm like, okay. So previously I'd go to 10 YouTube videos. How do I get Elmer's glue out of my carpet? So instead I go to ChatGPT. How do I do this? It gives me 4, just immediately try these 4 things. I tried the first thing, I'm done. So it brings it all together. Okay.
Wow. That is pretty powerful.
Thank you. Try this one, Judy. This is my favorite. Are you ready? Here's a good one. Okay. So one of my bonuses is some of the books that I like to read. Okay. So I get these 10 books. I put them into ChatGPT. Here are my favorite books. Write me the title, the author, a brief description, why someone would read it. So ChatGPT spits that all back out to me in a nice 10 numbered list, as well as a link to buy it on Amazon.
Ooh, now that's nice. That's nice. Okay, I can definitely see that. But I want to emphasize for everybody listening to understand what you just said.
Yes.
If you don't have your own isms, if you are not a thought leader, or at the very least have thought through what you stand for, what makes you unique, and you have a thought out process or expertise, you're going to be generic and it's not going to work. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only a better version of you. That's it. So if you're not an expert, it's going to give you lame stuff. If you share, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Love it. All right. So what about, we talked already about a couple of pitfalls or things to watch out for, but do you have anything you wanted to mention that we didn't already talk about?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, you can't just use it out of the box. You have to put your own expertise, and it's about feeling. Like ChatGPT is a computer. It doesn't know what it's like to walk the first time you walked into a networking event and felt embarrassed. It's not going to put something like that in there. And that's how you are going to connect with your audience. Okay. And just being more organized around how you use it. But I would say this, okay, that in my opinion, Judy, AI is really taking off, and it's moving faster than ever before. Right now on my TikTok feed, I can't tell, are you a real person or are you a computer? It's hard for me to even determine that. So like, that's just where it's going. And you don't want to like get left behind. You want to make sure that you understand what's happening, because the marketing is changing, sales is changing. You have to go with intimacy and lives, like Judy mentioned. And so like you don't want to ignore it, because that's like ignoring Facebook when it first came out. You will get left behind. That is my advice.
Yeah. Gotcha. Something interesting happened with a friend of mine. She had 75,000 followers on Instagram. I'm going to bring this around.
Yeah.
75,000 followers on Instagram. And out of the blue, an AI, a bot, said, "Uh-oh, you're a fraud. You're like a get rich quick scheme." And she was on the phone. Okay, we're going to look at it again. Another bot said, "Nope, you're done." And now her account is, done. So that was AI. Like, so that's the fear for me. Not the fear. That's the challenge for me. Like, I don't want to bow to anyone other than Christ. And then someone say, "Well, you're not really bowing to it, you're just leveraging it." I see that, but I don't want to. I feel like I'm giving our power away to bots, so I don't know, do you have anything to
Yeah,
make
I
me
mean, I think that's a really interesting take. For me, it's just a tool. It's just like another piece of software. Like, that's it. Like, what's your perspective on this, ChatGPT? Like, you don't have to use it. It's not scripture. Like, I just use it as a tool. I understand what you're saying. Did you know that when you run Facebook ads, Facebook will tell you, yeah, maybe up to 75% of all the clicks you get on this is AI, is bot. So like, the internet is a bot. Like, a lot of, like, it's just, I think it's going to be overwhelmed with bots and AI. And the real key is, and I know that you also believe in this, is like connection, human connection. Are you a real human? And that's how people are going to know. So I actually kind of think in the future it will be a blessing in that way, because we do need more connection.
Love it. Okay, awesome. All right, we're getting near the end. I would love to just shift from ChatGPT for a hot second. And you are a social media like master for using social media to grow the business. So, just briefly, can you kind of give us an insight into your expertise in that area?
Yeah, so I really my expertise is really unique, because I've been posting online as a business owner for a really, really long time. And there's a big difference between posting online as a business owner versus posting online as an influencer. I was recently on Netflix, and being on Netflix and being thrust into this influencer space and surrounded by my castmates who had 3 or 4 or 500,000 people on these social platforms, where for me, okay, and I've talked to them, they don't make a lot of money, even though they have all of these huge followings. And so it's really important to understand the difference between posting like a business owner and an influencer. And for those individuals who don't want to be an influencer, don't want to share their whole lives, don't want to put all their stuff out there, this is good news, because you do not have to. So my real specialty is helping people create the right fit community on social media, I will preach quality over quantity every time. And it's all about those connections and acknowledging people as people. So that is my real specialty on social media.
Yeah, I love it. And you have this really great formula that works. So if you're interested, reach out to Lindsey. I'll have all the links below. But
Thank
I
you.
understand you have an amazing freebie about ChatGPT. So tell us about that.
I sure do. So this ChatGPT is, I mentioned in the top of the interview, it's so important, these prompts that you give to ChatGPT. And so for any listener here of Judy's podcast, you will have access to my ChatGPT prompt formula. This is a PDF with lots of examples. All you need to do is head over to lindseya.com/ChatGPT, and we'll get you that download.
Amazing. All right. So I have no doubt that there are going to be hundreds, maybe thousands of women that are going to reach out to you. Where's the best place for them to find you online?
Yes. So you're going to go find me at lindseya.com. I'm always hosting a live event. There's always a new live event coming up. So go and check out lindseya.com. Come to one of my live events. I'll share with you my strategies and systems to really help you scale your online business with social media.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm going to have all the links where you can find Lindsey online and social and elsewhere. All right. So is there a nugget of goodie, of wisdom that we didn't yet talk about that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I would say this is that as you're going on to really scale your business, and I feel like Judy agrees with this, is your business is always just a mirror of yourself and how you really treat yourself and believe in yourself. If you have like clients who are always like you feel they're using me and I have resentment and they don't pay me what I'm worth, my advice for you is going to be like, look inside and see if that's really how you're feeling about yourself and treating yourself. And as you heal from the inside and deal with those issues from the inside, you'll see that the mirror on the other side of your business or your social media or whatever you're trying to use will absolutely change.
Ooh, that's so good. Do you have one more minute to give us like a real life example? I always like to think, okay, someone might have heard that and
Yeah.
said, oh, what does that mean? Like, how can I get started on that internal work?
Yeah, sales. So sales is always the best way for you to see this work because if you go, I've seen it because I coach people around their sales calls. So if they get on the sales call and you can tell they're not confident, like they've felt like this person's not going to buy from them. And so how do they act on this sales call? They act small, they act needy, they act desperate, they act over friendly, all of these things because they had this thought or they for themselves do not believe in their own value. When we coach people and they get a system set up and they find confidence in what they can actually offer, and you pick up that call and it's more like, hey, I'm the expert, you're coming to me for help, it changes the entire dynamic. But it has to be from the inside. It can't be a fake confidence. It has to be a true, I know I can help you, because people will pick up on anything that isn't authentic.
Love it. Couldn't agree more.
I
Thank you so
figured.
much, Lindsey. I love this interview and I so appreciate you sharing your expertise.
Thanks, Judy. It was a pleasure.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for listening. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review if you would. We're in over 50 countries. We want to expand it. We want to empower more Christian women to really go big and to pursue the impossible, to realize their God-given purpose. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.